Today, we're looking at Talespin for the Sega Genesis. Talespin was released in 1992 by Sega on the Sega Genesis. Experience a wild blue yonder with Kit and Baloo and Hire for Hire's famous Sea Duck flying contest. Aim for an air transport contract and glory. Compete against Shere Khan, air pirate Don Carnage, and face enemies in non-stop ground action, including jungles and a flying stage. Remember, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as it helps us this channel grow. And don't forget to hit the notification button for all future videos. So, is Talespin worth playing today? Here was our review of Talespin for the Sega Genesis. The city is hosting a giant worldwide contest for a contract for cargo delivery for Cape Suzette. Your opponent, of course, is Shere Khan Inc. You must score 8 cities in the world for 10 cargo boxes, each with the fastest time possible to beat the game. And since Khan Inc. went first, they achieved this goal in 7 days, meaning you get a time limit, with Shere Khan as their competitor. However, the contest becomes dangerous as Khan will stop at nothing to win. The story is told by cutscenes and they're done pretty good. This game is a typical action platformer game with 2 different kinds of stages. You can either play the flying part of the game or sprint back and forth in a side-scrolling land adventure. The primary focus of the game is to keep your character alive across the various stages while gathering the cargo. In this game, controlling your character is really simple. To control your character, use the D-pad. To pick up regular boxes, which are required for stacking, press the A button. The C stands for jumping and B for attacking. You can reach platforms that are otherwise not reachable by stacking containers. The characters you select will determine whether you use a slingshot or a paddle ball as your attack. The shooting level will begin after a few platformer stages. The computer pilots the Sea Duck through the sky when you're a Kit, which is what makes the game so challenging. And to make it more frustrating, the computer cannot fly airplanes. As you attempt to shoot down air pirates, the computer somehow believes that flying entitles striking every single airplane, lightning storms, and anything that comes in its path. So I would recommend being Baloo because you can fly the plane while the computer controls Kit. Now at the beginning of the game, you can't choose which one you want, whether it's Kit or Baloo, but because this is a 2-player game, you can play through the entire stages as a co-op game, meaning you play at the same time. So if you're playing a flying stage, one person controls Baloo, which is the Sea Duck, while the other controls Kit. The graphics are all cartoonish, but in a good way. However, there was a lot that could have been done to make this game much better. The enemies in each level are similar to those in the previous level, with the exception of a few, and they aren't all really that different. The stages are large and attractive, but they fall short. The character sprites have decent graphics, but the backgrounds lack inspiration. I enjoy the city scenery and the office boss clashes, so it's not all that horrible. Some of the levels just feel faded and dark, neither the places nor anything particularly noteworthy. The levels are large and many of them have the same appearances. Everything just seems a little generic. Although Talespin's theme was catchy and will remain in your head for hours after you've turned off the game, the soundtrack is geared towards children and younger players. You won't find any hard rock music or anything that will truly grab your attention. The game's other music isn't terrible, but it's also not great. For me, nothing really stood out. The sound effects are fine. Disney only used the most basic noises, such as little pops for the villains and the hero's weapons, and wing flaps for those annoying pigeons, with the typical groaning, tossing, and grunting noises. So I think the sound effects could have been a little better. So, is Talespins worth playing today? Talespins can be played on 3 different difficult settings: easy, normal, and hard. Enemies are weaker and there are more power-ups and cargo boxes in easy mode. There are few power-ups and cargo boxes in hard mode, and the enemies are more harder. The possibility to play the game in 2 players is a fantastic addition, and this alone adds a lot more replay value. The game can be a bit more enjoyable with 2 players. It's simple to pick up and play controls. The game's graphics are okay-ish, and the music is metalcore at best. This could have been much better for a Genesis game. Overall, it's not a terrible game, it's just more fun with 2 players. The game's target demographic, younger children who grew up watching Disney daytime in the early 1990s, find it challenging. And I did have some fun with this game, and I would recommend this if you could find it cheap. Talespins for the Sega Genesis is getting a 6.5 out of 10. What did you think about Talespins for the Sega Genesis? Please leave comments below to share your thoughts. That would do for this episode. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you here in the next episode. Have a great day.